Hello, Bashar. My name is Matias and I'm from Argentina. My question is, recently I've been dreaming about another house, another life I feel. Living in a house I don't recognize, but in some way I do recognize. Going into a supermarket and buying things for a travel with friends I don't know, but somehow I know that they exist. And today I felt how lonely and sad that counterpart feels. What is this? How does this relate to my actual experience, and how can I best help and be helped by the counterparts that I'm connected to? Thank you.
As you expand your consciousness, many of you will start to perceive parallel versions of yourselves in other realities. The ones that you may feel need help, need assistance, you can become their mentors. You can send them positive energy. You can inspire them by sending different kinds of thoughts or examples of your own life along the energetic connection you may have to them. And therefore, it may help them brighten their own reality up. For those you feel you can learn something from, you can download information and experience along those energetic connections that you all make to a variety of versions of yourselves in different parallel realities. But being more aware and experiencing more viscerally the different parallel realities is one of the symptoms, shall we say, of the expansion of consciousness at this time.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
It is wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you so much.
And thank you as well for the co-creation.
I have two topics that I would like to touch upon today. And the first one being the inner child.
Yes.
During the months of COVID, I did lots of deep dives into my own inner child work, read lots of books, listened to lots of people. This past March, during your transmission, you touched upon childhood trauma and the inner child. And after that, I needed to put all my work away. I needed to reevaluate, reassess. So my questions to you today are not about recreating childhood trauma in the present moment. It's about the relationship that I feel that I formed speaking to my inner child through dialogue, whether written, verbal, or mental.
Yes.
So when I would feel emotion, I would recognize whatever I recognize, and then I would turn my attention inward and have a dialogue with what I perceive to be that little girl within me.
All right.
So my questions for you today are, who is it that I am really speaking to? What am I actually doing when I am in this practice? And why does it feel so good to acknowledge her insecurities or her fears?
Because you can't invalidate any portion of your own consciousness. She is a portion of your consciousness. In the same way, to use a crude analogy, that the child you were in kindergarten is still a piece of you, even though you have grown into an adult. You don't necessarily think like her anymore. You don't act like her anymore, at least not all the time. But the idea is that you have gone beyond her, but you still contain her. So you're speaking to another aspect of your own consciousness. And because you acknowledge it, because you support it, because you listen to it, because you dialogue with that aspect of your being and don't invalidate it, it allows you to operate more as a whole person between all of the different aspects or portions or reflections that exist within you. One phrase we have for this idea is you're experiencing a healthy multiple personality order by doing this.
Okay.
Does that help?
It does help. So this is a good service that I'm offering myself and or my clients by doing this practice of turning my attention inward and dialoguing with an aspect of myself.
Yes, if it is your passion to do it that way, then it's absolutely what you need to be doing.
Okay. And what about these experts who talk about reclaiming our childhood? What would you say to that?
Well, it depends on what they mean by that phrase.
So when it comes to inner child work,
Yeah.
It is going back, revisiting,
Yes.
and reclaiming parts of the childhood that we did not have, that we were missing, and then reparenting ourselves.
That's fine. Whether they know it or not, it's a reference to the idea that as you change yourself, you actually have a different past and therefore a different childhood. So in other words, you can actually make a connection to the idea of a different child within you as the new personality you are now. And that's one version of reclaiming your childhood, creating the version that would work for the person you are now, that would grow into the person you have become now. So different people may mean different things by that phrase, and we can't necessarily attest to the idea that they all think the way we have just described, but nevertheless, that's one way of looking at it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Bashar, for answering my questions, and thank you for this beautiful co-creation.
Thank you for asking them. Good day.
Good day.
Hi Bashar, this is Rokas from Lithuania. I'd like to ask you, when we are going to go through the life review, if we choose to do that after death, will we review the history that we remember at the moment of dying, or will we review all the different histories that we have gone through and shifted through our lifetime?
Whatever is relevant for the theme you are exploring. It might be what appears to be a single history. It might be a multitude of them. Whatever is relevant for the theme you are exploring and what will advise you best and inform you best for the choices that you will next make.